Hey YouTube, it's me again. Wanted to give you an 8-year update on what was going on with my health. I have been doing a ketogenic diet for 8 years, and in the last um, 2, 3 years, been doing a little bit more of a basic carnivore approach where my diet is really centered around just meat and greens and cheese, mostly. And I've noticed that my health has actually been better the more meat I eat and the less vegetable matter I eat. So I'm not really consuming a lot of keto junk food anymore. And I really can't recommend that stuff because a lot of the keto junk food is sort of like these fake fibers and fake sugars and stuff, and the effects on your health are just kind of questionable. I don't really see it as real food, and now that I'm in my late 30s, my health is really a big priority for me. So I'm trying to get in as much nutrients as possible and be as healthy as possible for my age. But in general, everything's going really well. I've been able to hold stable at about 190 pounds. I would like to be about 180 pounds, but I kind of like can fluctuate between 180 and 190, and it's fine. I'm still a lot slimmer than most people my age, so I'm kind of happy with where I'm at, other than the little bit of belly chub. I actually did get coronavirus in January, and I had a partner who didn't really eat very well, let's say, and she didn't take supplements. She was on lots of medications, and for me, the disease was like, and we both got it. The disease was sort of like getting a flu, but I couldn't digest food really well. It was just everything was coming out of me as soon as it came in. And also the lung effects were really bad. But I was sick for only like about a week and a half, whereas she was sick for about 3 weeks. So even at the peak of the disease, I was able to take care of her and make sure she gets to the hospital and takes her medication and all this stuff. And I was kind of taking care of someone during that time. And I thought that this probably isn't really a flu or anything. It seems like something else. But we didn't really know a lot about coronavirus back in January. It was just kind of speculative. And when I get the flu, it's usually like I'm sick for a couple days and then I'm fine. Like my immune system is miles ahead of where I used to be when I was eating carbs. When I used to get sick, it was just like I was fucked. I was definitely had to call in, sick to work. I was in bed. I wasn't, eating. I was just barfing and all sorts of stuff. And now when I get a flu, it's just a couple days of suffering. So this was really something that threw me off. And I knew that it was coronavirus because I'm dating someone else right now that actually got it and ended up in the hospital. And again, not really great on eating and lots of respiratory effects and things like that. And I didn't catch it from them. It's been over a week, and so I'm quite sure that I have immunity to coronavirus by now. But I've noticed in general that in running a little ketogenic diet group on MeWe, I asked my members, have you gotten the coronavirus, and how long have you been on keto, and how did it go for you? And the people that were on keto for a long time, when they got the coronavirus, it was like a week and a half in general of duration, and they just thought that they were sick. It wasn't like the end of the world. So there is something about the ketogenic diet and the way that and the nutrition that we get that really does seem to boost our immunity quite a lot. So the whole thing with the virus and having to lock down the whole country, I think is rather ridiculous, because if people got adequate amounts of vitamin D3, zinc, C, etc., then there would be no reason to lock down the whole country if we're all eating correctly. But because we have a food system based on wheat and dairy and sugar and things like that, and then we have when we get hit by a pandemic like this, it can really kill a lot of people or hospitalize a lot of people. So for me, it's a little bit frustrating to be having to live in this lockdown world when I'm very resilient because I put the work in to change my own diet and be healthy, whereas I'm stuck in this world of people who haven't got the memo yet. So I mean, I am, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical professional, don't follow my advice, I'm a complete idiot, blah, 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 all those disclaimers, but I think that, really our nation needs to get a lot more healthy. But as for me, I am on keto for life. I have actually not had any sort of complications. I have had excellent health for my age. I have people telling me constantly that I look like I'm in my early 30s. And I go to the gym 5 days a week. I run a business. I am a type A personality. I'm full of energy. And at this point in my life, I feel like I have a lot more going on for me than when I was younger. And I just ate like absolute shit when I was younger, and that's the reason. So I really regret all those years of just eating candy and bread and pasta and all that stuff. I really wish somebody would have told me about the ketogenic diet earlier. So that is why I continue to make a video every year about how I'm going, because I want you to know this is the real deal, that I am still doing this, that this is still worth looking into and trying. The only thing is I do have a hard time introducing someone to a ketogenic diet these days, because it's sort of seems to have reached peak popularity, so there's a lot of marketers and salespeople and whatnot trying to sell all these products and sort of just poisoning the well of information of what a ketogenic diet is. And just let me just sort of repeat myself yet again. A ketogenic diet is when you eat 20 grams of carbohydrates or below, and that is net carbohydrates, not regular ones. So things like fiber and sugar alcohols need to be counted generally as not being active carbohydrates, since your body does not turn them into sugar. And then, you replace all those carbohydrates with fats and proteins. And typically, in the traditional recommendations, they want you to eat more fat than protein, but I have not actually followed that at all. I just eat whatever ratio of protein and fat that I want to. However, I don't generally eat lean meats, so I'll eat a lot of pork, a lot of red meat, fatty fish, things like that. And I don't really pay attention to what ratio I'm eating. I don't do fat bombs. I just eat real food. I just eat real basic food. I'm sort of on a paleo version of keto, right? So if you just stick to under 20 grams of carbs and eat real food, you'll have the same result as mine. Your appetite will change. You'll stop wanting to constantly overeat. It's when you start getting into all these, sort of like fake-ish keto products and, like higher carbs than that, that's when you start having trouble on a ketogenic diet. It's actually very easy to sort of modulate the amount of calories you take in when you're in ketosis. And when you're not, if you're eating like 50 grams of carbs or above, it's actually really hard to cut calories. I am in sort of the permanent maintenance phase where I'm eating around 20 grams of carbs a day. Sometimes I don't eat any. I might just eat only meat, and I don't have to count calories or really think about how much I'm eating anymore. My metabolism just kind of naturally goes, I'm done eating. We should just stop, put the food away. And when I was on carbs, I would constantly want to eat nonstop. I could not control my eating whatsoever. I could never cut calories. I would go to the gym for an hour, and then I would come home famished. I would eat more calories than I normally would, because I don't know, like my blood sugar would go too low, and then it wanted to be like way back up, so I would just overshoot. And so I was going to the gym, I was riding my bike hours a day, I was gaining weight. My metabolism was so dysfunctional until I found keto. So for me, this is the answer for the rest of my life, and I plan on giving you a year 40 update if I live that long. I'm going to stick to it and continue to promote this, because I think it is the answer to a lot of our health problems. A majority of America's healthcare expenses are due to metabolic disorders, like I had. Like I had 7 different disease conditions that suddenly went away when I started doing keto. Like a majority of your medical expenses can be eliminated, and I really don't get why this isn't really mainstream. Like, it isn't like part of the standard American diet. However, the good news is that in other countries they're starting to see the light on this, that a lot of our disease is due to the food we're eating. So I think that there's a great future for keto. We just have to keep away from all these marketing people that just keep coming up with stupid ass products, and just eat real food. I am all for a real food approach. I think it's simple, it's easy to cook, it doesn't, it's inexpensive, and it works. So keto is actually very simple. So give simple keto a try, and that's what I am going to be doing the rest of my life. I can't see a better way to eat. So hopefully I've given you some useful information here. If you have any questions about doing a ketogenic diet, you can respond in the comments below. I'm happy to field any questions, because I just want to pass this information on. I just wish that somebody would have told me. So anyway, I'll see you around in the next video, and have a good day. Bye.